I know the media is going to tell you guys all day today, all day tomorrow, all day the next day, whenever they do finally address the Rosenstein hearing today or the Rosenstein testimony today. I don't know if it's Steen or Stein, sorry. I know they're going to convince you that it was damning for the president and really bad. I promise you it was not. It was a bad day for the Democrats. Also, they completely just showed their hand. To me, they completely revealed their hand to us, and I'm going to tell you guys how and why. And then I had a conversation with a friend slash acquaintance of mine that just so happens to be a black man, and it addresses everything that I went into yesterday. If you guys didn't see my video yesterday, you should go and watch it. It'll run at the end of the video. It'll be one of the end screens because YouTube never promotes my videos on my own page on the side. Weird. But I want you guys to hear that part at the end. So stick into the end of this video. We have a lot to cover. I'm Jared. This is RedRacer Video. Once a car guy, now a late breaking news slash political slash world news guy. I have kids. I want to leave them a better world. I've turned into that old political guy, I guess, and here I am telling you guys what's going on. So I feel like I try to give it to you guys in a way that makes sense. So if you like that format, if you like the way this video flows, if you don't hate the video, please hit the like button, subscribe. Be sure you hit the bell next to subscribe and select all, or you will get no notifications. And then periodically, I'd come back and make sure you're still subscribed, because in the comments, there have been plenty of people that say they get unsubscribed. Not whining, just saying. All right, here we go, guys. This is what we're doing. My notes, the way I have them set up, I'm gonna kind of thinking through it now. I'm gonna do a little bit differently. We're gonna talk about all the hearing stuff today. We're gonna talk about the Rosenstein testimony today and how that went. And then at the end of the video, I'm gonna kind of give you the heartfelt message that I think a lot of you need to hear based on a lot of comments that I got here and on Instagram. Shameless promotion at RedRacer Video, or sorry, at RedRacer Jared on Instagram. Go follow me if you haven't already. So the Rosenstein or Rosenstein, I don't know which one it is. I don't really care, to be honest with you. His testimony today in front of Congress basically started out by Lindsey Graham saying, you know, here's what we think happened, and I'll dumb it down for you guys. You guys had nothing on Trump. You started a whole big investigation on nothing. You knew you had Russian disinformation from Hillary Clinton and the Russia and the DNC, and it was obvious, and you did it anyway. That was basically that's what happened, and that's what the Republicans are saying happened. So then each person goes on to say their thing, right? So the first person that comes up was Feinstein. Guys, in fairness, I only made it through part of this. This thing was hours long today. I do recommend you guys go and watch it. Look in the description. I will put a link in there. It might not be there if you're one of the first people watching it, but I'll get it in there. I think you should go spend some time going through it. It is long. It's really long, but it's important that you guys know what's going on, because I guarantee you whatever news station, even Fox News, and I watch some Fox News. Yeah, I know I'm the crazy conspiracy theory guy. They got it right for 3 years. Even they will give you their spin. I really think situations like this, you guys should truly spend the time, if you can, later on tonight, whenever it is, it'll still be online. Go watch uninterrupted footage of the hearings from today. Do it yourself. Don't just take my word for it. Having said that, here's my word for it. Feinstein used today to basically, she started off by attacking the president again. They're using this as their opportunity to whine about the impeachment that they got embarrassed in. So they used this to attack the president again, tried to remind us again about all the stuff he did wrong, that they've not been able to make any of it stick. It's actually been proved that they lied about basically all of it. I don't care what anybody says. Don't care. It's been proven. You guys had 3 years, the whole Mueller thing, it's over, okay? Take your licks and move on. But she used her time to not question the guy, not, you know, whatever. She just wanted to give her talking piece. She wanted to make sure that she gave her narrative, right? And again, like I said in the beginning, I think that she revealed her hand, and then they continued to reveal their hand as the day went on, or as the hearing went on. She also brought up the virus. I've now called it, guys, tell me what you think of this one. The false flag flu. I like that one. Or maybe just F3, hashtag F3. But I like the false flag flu, but it's a tongue twister, as you can tell. So she brought up the race riots, and she brought up the false flag flu. She did everything she could to basically deflect from what this whole hearing is about and what they are going to be ripped to shreds for, because they did it. So she didn't spend 1 second addressing any of that. She just whined about Trump again, tried to make more stuff up, pretend they have evidence they don't, and then made sure to remind us that we should hate each other, blacks and whites, and that we should be scared of the virus, the false flag flu. Dang, I'm going to get it before the end. So that's what she used her time for in this hearing. So to the people that's the person that represents you, so to her constituents, that's what she did to help you guys get to the bottom of what happened. You guys tell me if you're okay with that. You guys tell me if you think that not caring at all about people being spied on for no reason at all is okay. I know you guys get all upset about the phone thing and Apple not giving up the passwords. Those same people don't seem to care about getting to the bottom of any of this kind of stuff. But Feinstein, in my opinion, made it very clear. They're making it obvious. She just gave us their whole playbook. Don't look at us. Make sure you're looking at Trump. And then, oh yeah, be scared of the false flag flu. I did it. Congrats. And then also, don't forget that black and white people hate each other and the cops can't be trusted. Right? That's their whole playbook. That's what they're doing. We know the plan. We knew this going in. And for the people like me who trust Q, again, look in the description, qmap.pub, follow the posts every day. He doesn't tell us anything. He just tells us to think and ask questions. And man, the answers you'll tell yourself will put you in a place where I am. Maybe not standing behind a camera and going hard like me, but I promise you, you just start looking through those questions and seeing what they're saying. Your mind will do it for you. Just use logic. Remove orange man bad. Remove hate. Follow logic. Go to qmap.pub. Again, in the description. Tell me what you think, guys. But this is all stuff we knew was coming. We literally knew this stuff was coming. Maybe not the exact thing and when, but we knew events were coming. We knew they were stacked up. And there's a lot of stuff that this is just, for people like myself, I'm revved up on here because passion, I believe, breeds passion, right? I personally, most of the time when I'm not on this camera, sit back with my feet up and just watch what's going on because I have complete faith in what's going on. I don't get caught up in the media's hysteria and them trying to make me freak out about everything. I know what's actually happening legally in the justice system in our country that does still exist. So, for what it's worth, we know their playbook. Moving on. Durbin, I don't even know what state he's from, but Durbin is a real idiot. His name Durbin is perfect because he is a real dur. So this guy starts trying to basically, these guys going into this and these gals going into this, these senators, they know what they're trying to do. Like I've already addressed, and we don't have to keep beating the dead horse here, but they have a narrative they're trying to push. They're trying to make talking points for the news. So they have these questions pre-scripted. It's my full belief that a lot of these senators do not write any of these questions. Some of them do, on both sides, not just on one side, in fairness. But they get questions fed to them by the man, whoever the man is on their side, and then they have to go and basically push this agenda. Well, Durbin gets caught slipping hard, and he's trying to back Rosenstein into a corner. In fairness, guys, I don't know where I stand on Rosenstein, whatever it is. I think he's being very careful, okay? He's keeping in mind, he had to swear, he's under oath in front of the Senate. He gets caught slipping in this, like it's life over, game over, it's all bad stuff, up to and including maybe the dude dies for treason. I mean, this is real. What is happening this week is very real. These investigations, this Senate hearing stuff is big deal stuff. The stuff they told you for 3 years about Trump that was the bombshell each day, and this is the final thing. This is the one thing that ruins him. This is actually happening right now, and the media is not saying any of those things. If the roles were reversed, they would be losing their minds with how bad this is going for the Democrats right now. Back to what I was saying about Durbin. He's reading through his talking points. He's trying to back Rosenstein into a corner, right? This is not quoting, but this is me paraphrasing, because if I kept writing all this stuff down, guys, again, this was hours long before I finally stopped and just said, I'm making a video now because there's stuff I want to say. He basically is trying to back him in the corner, and he says something to the effect of like, do you think that there was a basis to start this investigation? Trump has said that it was baseless. Do you agree with that? And then Trump has said that it was a completely corrupt investigation. Do you agree with that? Here were his answers to that. And this, to the people that think he's completely just against us or completely against them or wherever, this is where I kind of just am, I'm trying to reserve judgment here, because his answers to that were this. He did say, and I got to read my notes here because I don't want to screw this up. He did say that he didn't believe the investigation was corrupt. He said, I don't remember how he said it exactly. I don't have any evidence to think that it was corrupt, or I don't believe it was corrupt. But then on the president's side of it, with him saying that he thought it was a completely hoax corruption or a completely whatever corrupt, a completely corrupt investigation, he actually said that he understood the president's frustration with the process or with the way things worked. So his answer there, in my opinion, was this. So this is what I took from this. What was the outcome? Ask yourselves, what was the outcome of the Mueller thing? That whole big 3-year-long, 2,500 people subpoenaed or whatever it was, 32 million or 25 million, depending on which report you read, spent. They had their chance to do all this already, guys. They've already done this. This is over. They tried to impeach him for something else later. They've done all this. They had their chance. It's over. But here we are still whining about it. Having said all of that, what the outcome of this dude's question was that tried to back Rosenstein into a corner, it just blew up on his face a number of ways. Don't lose me here. I know I'm spinning, but don't lose me. This was the outcome. So yes, he basically said the investigation was baseless because he understood why the president was frustrated with the lack of anything that showed why they should have had that investigation going in the first place. But then he also said, I don't think the investigation was corrupt. So the media is going to take that and run. That's all they're going to say to you. Rosenstein says investigation wasn't corrupt. They're going to leave out the part where he also agreed that the president should have been frustrated. In my opinion, you add those two things together. What I heard the dude say was this investigation went actually pretty fairly, and the president should have been upset because there was no base for it. So, guys, the outcome was the outcome. Dude's still in office. President Trump's still President Trump. You are all still just using this opportunity to try and rehash stuff that you've already lost. And in an embarrassing fashion, nonetheless. It's not like it was a little loss. You guys took a big L in all of that. Sorry, but you did. Back to my notes, because I got to keep going. I've got a lot. Here we go. Okay. He also went on to say they're going to subpoena 53 people. He's whining about the fact they're going to subpoena 53 people. 53 people are guilty of doing stuff. This is not the same kind of deal. This isn't all made up stuff. This stuff actually happened. Those 53 people either did something or have something that is going to lead to people, in my opinion, serving a traitor's death. Getting the punishment for treason. I'll let you guys look up what that is, okay? So that's a lot of people. But then he goes on to say, well, then we get to subpoena all these people that the Senate wouldn't let us subpoena in the impeachment. The impeachment was dead on arrival because the House didn't do anything. They act like the Senate didn't do their job when the impeachment for the Ukraine phone call stuff came through. They act like they didn't do their job and subpoena all these. There was never anything to go on. You guys rushed it through. You knew it was dead. Remember that big slow walk? That big dumb walk where they walked the impeachment down the hallway? And it was all over the news for that day. Just so happened to be the same day that like the first coronavirus or whatever patient was announced in China and they were trying to bury it. Weird. Weird. Can't say that might have been coordinated. Weren't trying to hide some news that day, were we? Do your own research, guys. Do your own research. But this is all very obvious. This is all very, very obvious. They got embarrassed in the impeachment. They got embarrassed in the Mueller stuff. And they're trying to use their time on camera now to convince you guys that they didn't. They think they can just lie and continue to push the narrative because they know 90% of the media will put their little snippets out there to continue to try and convince you guys that anything they have done has worked and that they are not all screwed. And they are all screwed. Mark my words. They are projecting. Everything they're doing is projecting. It's obvious. They're showing us their game plan. They're showing us the playbook. They revealed their hand today. So obvious. They're throwing a tantrum is basically what is happening. This is what needs to happen, in my opinion. going forward. And again, I didn't even get through today's. When I'm done with this, I'm going to upload this and go right back. And sorry, guys, if I don't respond to a lot of comments recently. This is going to lead me off on another quick tangent. Tell me what you guys think about me opening up a Patreon account and becoming a patriot. I know the stigma that goes with it. I know you guys are going to hate it. But in the spirit of full disclosure, my YouTube's monetized because this is what I'm trying to do. Keeping up on all this stuff is a full-time job. Literally. I spend more hours a day trying to keep up on all this stuff and keep accurate, good information coming through my camera and coming through my YouTube channel than a lot of you guys spend at your job. I promise you that. I work literally, if my eyes are open, I'm working on this stuff. YouTube's messing with me. They keep trying to demonetize my videos, and even though they say I have an excellent rating and every time they've reviewed me I've been fine, they'll still demonetize my video for the first like 24 hours almost every time. Not almost every time, but a lot of times. That costs me a lot of money. If they would let me do this, if this would just be legit and I could just do my thing, I think my YouTube views would pay for this, and this would make opportunities where I can just do this because I want to just do this for you guys. I do. I'm passionate. It's my thing. I know I'm onto something. I've had some conversations with some people this week where I know I am over the target, and I am as confident as I've ever been that I'm giving you guys good information. But if YouTube's going to bone me and take my money away, I can't rely on this, and I can't keep not going and getting a job. So I'm considering starting a Patreon account. I've actually had people in my comments that have led me to wanting to do this. They've said, how can we support you? Go look through yourself. I mean, I'm not making that up. People have legitimately said, I love what you're doing. You're my news now. How do I support you? In the comments, you guys, this will largely determine what I do here. Tell me what you think about me guys starting a Patreon, or about me starting a Patreon account. And then I don't have to rely on YouTube's money. I'm still going to monetize while I can, but I'm not convinced that YouTube's going to keep doing the right thing and letting people like me speak my mind. So, again, getting back to what needs to happen. They need to stick to the issues, stop trying to control the narrative, and stop trying to censor speech, and stop trying to just lie to everybody through the media. Stop trying to keep people like me quiet. Okay? 17 minutes. I'm going to try and keep this about 20. I think I'll spend 3 minutes on this next one. And anybody that stayed to the end of this video, and I know a lot of you guys don't because the numbers don't lie, you guys are in for the best part, in my opinion. I'm not going to address any of the stupid names people try to label me with anymore, because look through my comments, look at my AG page. Again, shameless promotion, at RedRacer Jared on Instagram. Also on Parler, Parler, the replacement for Facebook and Twitter. Get rid of Twitter, get rid of Facebook. President Trump, you need to leave them also and go to Parler, but I know why you stay, so you can get your message to the people. It makes sense, I get it. At RedRacer Jared on Parler, at RedRacer Jared on Instagram. My friend / acquaintance that I told you guys about at the beginning of the video, it just so happens to be a black gentleman, sent me a message today that was just like, hey man, in all due respect, and again, I'm paraphrasing, I'm not quoting him, so I think I'll get the message across right. I'm not here to spin this. I want to tell you guys the truth about how it went. He was basically telling me, look, dude, as a black guy, you're a white guy, and you kind of are out of bounds on this. That's what I took from the message. And now I'll tell you what he kind of more said. But he basically said, you know, you really don't know what it's like. And you kind of are not maybe seeing the message, and you're only seeing one side of it a little bit. My response to him, and I'll try to give you guys this message, and it'll be paraphrased and a little bit scatterbrained, because if you guys know me, that's how I roll. But listen to what I'm about to say. This is from the heart. And I know I echo the sentiment of a lot of people of all colors when I say this, okay? Hashtag Candace Owens. Hashtag Brandon Tatum. Hashtag the Hodge twins. All kinds of people that are with me on this and that inspired me to say what I'm about to say. Now I'm already at 20 minutes. This is going to be a 23-minute video, but don't leave. This is what I said to him. I said, look, man, I understand exactly what you're saying. And to everybody also out there, I know that I speak from a place of ignorance on the what it's like to be a black person in the United States thing, or what it's like to be Mexican, or what it's like to be Chinese, what it's like to be whatever it is. I understand that. And if I have come across insensitive by the things that I've said about that, I apologize that you guys took it that way. I'm not apologizing for saying what I said, though. I am apologizing you guys are taking it that way. But I still think you're being misled, and I still think you're taking the bait. I still think they're dangling the carrot, and I still think you're following it. What I said to him was, in spite of all this stuff that you're saying to me, you're still successful. This dude is ripped. Like Greek goddess body dude. I mean, I used to at one point lift weights. I don't anymore. I need to again. But this guy is, like, I appreciate what it takes for him to look the way he looks. I've been around him. He's charismatic. He's fun to be around. We share some of the passions that we share some of the same passions. He's into cars. I think I met him at an autocross event for the first time, and he happens to know some people that I know, and you know people that know people kind of a thing. We've gotten along great on a lot of issues to this point. I've seen him like some stuff I've posted. I noticed that he doesn't like a lot of the stuff I post. I actually pay attention to this stuff. But I told him, I said, you've done amazing in spite of all of these things. And I'm not positive, so don't misquote me here again, but I think he even married a white girl, which I don't care at all. Amazing. He's a stud. He's a solid dude. She scored, at least from what I know of the guy. He was trying to convince me, and again, I could be misreading this, but it still felt like he was still trying to say we are oppressed and it's hard when, like, this dude has a very good life. He married a white woman, which I don't care about, and a lot of people obviously haven't cared about. I know that my acquaintance that knows him is also white and loves him regardless of his color, has never even said one word to me about the fact that he's a black dude. We don't care. A lot of us just don't care. The country doesn't care anymore. I also said this to him. I said, you know what? You're right. I have never been called the N-word. I will never know what that feels like. I won't. You know, I know there are things that, and this goes for any race. Again, you know, Mexican, Chinese, you know, Japanese, whatever it is, El Salvadorian, whatever you are. I think everybody has dealt with a separate set of obstacles that not everyone can relate to. I went on to say this to him, and I didn't hit on all these points, and I'll hit on a couple more. I see him at 22. This might be 24, guys. Don't leave. I know I don't know what it's like to be black. Okay? But I do know what it's like to grow up being the one kid in the Mormon neighborhood that's not Mormon. I know what it's like to grow up in the neighborhood in the Mormon neighborhood where his dad drank and smoked and his mom smoked. My parents were as good of parents, I would argue better parents than any of the people in my neighborhood. I've seen where people have grown up and become. I've been around people. I have been told recently that I'm a light worker, which is a very I took a huge compliment from that because I love people and I love light. That was a big compliment, but I feel like I read people okay and I see situations, I register stuff. My parents were as good of people as there were on the planet. They were treated differently. I had a very good friend of mine, I won't say his name, that got run through the mud. I mean, absolutely ruined his life. His wife left him. His kids were taken from him for a while. The church treated him like absolute dirt for a while because of some allegations that someone made that ended up not being true. He just so happened to be a Peruvian dude. Kind of, most people would say he's black. He's not. He's Peruvian. But still to this day, one of the most influential people in my life when I was like 12, 13 years old. I went to church because of this guy. Because he made it fun. He was cool to be around. He was down to earth. I know I don't know what it's like to be you, dude. But you don't know what it's like to be me either. I'm 38 and both my parents are dead. They have been for years now. I haven't had amazing relationships in all of my life. Like, I'm not saying I've done right by everyone either. I'm not saying I'm guiltless here, so I'm not playing my fiddle. I grew up getting really embarrassed all the time. You guys might see in some of these videos, sometimes I get red. I literally got mad clowned for that when I was a kid. I got made fun of for smelling like cigarette smoke because my parents smoked in the house when I was young. In elementary school, I got made fun of for smelling like cigarette smoke. I got made fun of for not being Mormon in the Mormon neighborhood. There were friends that I knew couldn't play with me because we didn't go to church. What I'm trying to say to you guys is this. I don't care what you are. There's going to be somebody who's going to be mean. For black people in this country, Yes, there are those people that are weak, that like to hurt people, and the easy thing for those stupid people to go to, because they're not clever, the easy thing for them to go to is the N-word, or whatever else it is that they say to you because you're colored, of any color, of any race, besides white, whatever it is. This is not about race. And I know people in my comments that haven't made it to this point of the video yet have already said, it's not about race, it's not about race, why are you talking about race? I know it's not. It's what I'm trying to show you. But clearly there are plenty of people that still see that it is. I know that it's not. But a lot of you out there don't know that it is yet. The same dude that would call my friend that I was having this conversation with, the same dude that would call him the N-word, is the same dude that would find a reason to give me a hard time. It's the same guy that would come on here and be like, oh, you believe in Q? You're a Q-tard. Oh, you like President Trump? You're a racist. You're a sexist. You're a homophobe. You're a xenophobe. But then they wouldn't be able to give me one reason behind any of the stuff that they said of why any of that stuff was accurate. Okay? People are going to be mean. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do. Read through the comments on some of these videos. I delete the ones with curse words and just absolute stupidness in them. But I leave some of the other critical ones, and people are just dumb and mean, and they just want to hurt people. It's just how people roll. This dude sounded like he was playing the victim in my DMs, if I'm being honest. But I know he's not a victim because I've seen the dude over. If what he's saying is true, he's overcome all of it, in my opinion. Again, maybe people have said things that have been mean to him. But guys, I get... And I got to also tell you guys this, ending on this. Again, I'm not playing my violin. I don't need anybody to tell me, hey, keep going. Keep doing it. I love it. All I'm saying is I don't need people to feel bad for me. My skin is thick at this point. I knew when I made the decision going into this on YouTube, I knew exactly what my comment section would look like. I knew exactly what percentage of my close friends that I've had all of my life I may likely lose. And I've been pretty close. And it's been pretty heart-wrenching to see some of the people that I watch this stuff. I go to people's pages, click on who they're following, see if they're still following me. A lot of them don't. I know who you are. I see you. And I still love you in spite of it. We can not be friends on Instagram, or we can not be friends wherever, and we can still be cool in person, and I respect the heck out of you guys that we are. But I get it. I get it. Again, I'm going to say this. Man, this video got long, guys. I apologize, but this is going to be my most powerful part of this. I would be willing to bet that in my friend, again, that I had this conversation with on Instagram, and it was pretty long. It was in my comment section, actually. If you guys really want to go see it, you'll find it. The last part of what I said to him, was basically that there's going to be people that try to keep people down no matter what. You have to choose not to let them hold you back. I finished with telling him that I'd be willing to bet you guys in the 6 weeks or whatever it's been now, 5 weeks, whatever it's been that I've been doing this on YouTube, I bet you I've had more threats, more racist names, more hurtful things said about me and my family from people who've literally never met me and might have only seen that one little piece of a video from me. I'd be willing to bet you I could put all of mine up against my guys. And I think he's roughly my age-ish. He's probably a little younger. But I bet you I could put mine up against his in the short time I've been doing this, and I bet you I'm pretty close already. I don't know what it's like to be black, but I know what it's like to be me. And my life hasn't been easy either. We all have to make the decision up here. Are we going to be, and I'm taking this from Candace Owens. So hashtag Candace Owens. Look up Candace. She's amazing if you don't already know who she is. We can either let it make us the victim, or we can let it be the thing we overcame. My buddy on Instagram is overcoming. I'm watching him overcome. But I understand he sees a side of it that I don't, in fairness. But I hope that anything that I've said to anybody has never been misconstrued as insensitive. I hope you guys can understand and appreciate how many people of all walks of life I keep in my circle. And I love everyone who has supported me. Things are going good. Again, in the comments, tell me guys what you think about me potentially starting up like the Patreon, PayPal stuff and doing the independent journalist thing. Not going back to work. I am out of work right now. If I could keep this growing, I do think I could do this full time. Do I provide, you guys tell me honestly in the description, do I provide value to where I could ask you guys to subscribe to me for Patreon for like $2 a month, I think is the lowest number. You don't have to give me a lot. $2 a month, some of you. Do you think I'd get a few people to be like, yeah, I see the value in you. You're with $2 a month. Personally, for me, I stopped watching cable and we unsubscribed to all of that stuff. I think all we have now is like Netflix and Hulu. And we watch very little TV anymore. So if you get rid of your $150 cable bill that's lying to you all the time and give me $2 a month, tell me, am I crazy to ask for that? Do I provide that value? If the answer is no, I'm stupid. Don't become a patriot. I know there's going to be some of those regardless, guys. I get it. But if I get some support on this, I'm legit thinking about making an honest run at being a citizen journalist. I want to keep doing this. I want to keep keeping you guys' eyes open. There is so much happening to keep you buried under a rock, to keep your head, buried in the sand. I want to be the shovel that is keeping the sand off of your heads. It's a weird analogy, I know, but I'm way too long into this video to start over. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Again, like, subscribe, please hit all next to the bell so you get all my notifications. Share this with your friends. Go sign up for Parler, P-A-R-L-E-E-R. Turn off Twitter and Facebook. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Jared RedRacer, I'm out.